just own this in the moment.
Yeah.
My name is Giuliano Argenti. This is my anonymous friend, who just issued me a lecture on not abusing.
Yeah, Gio's abusing the cigarette delivery guy.
Yeah. He
caused us to do a take 2.
Yeah, because his incompetence led to just a staggering amount of time with him fiddling with the ID, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, so there's a Mexico card this weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
Erceg versus Moreno.
Erceg versus Moreno.
Yeah. So the first one is MarQuel Mederos versus Austin Hubbard.
All right. So this fight. So actually, this fight is like the one fight on this card that's very, it's hard to actually assess how it's going to go, just given that both these guys are, both of them are terrible grapplers, and neither one of them is particularly, distinguishing, I would say. So Austin Hubbard, he takes a while to dial into fights. Lost a split decision to Alexander Hernandez, basically being you mewing?
No.
Why do you lose to Alexander Hernandez? Why does anyone lose to Alexander Hernandez? Because they I hate it, dude. I hate that guy. Yeah, no, anyway, so basically, he dude can strike pretty well. He fights like he fights like he's sparring, like knockouts like aren't an option. He has power. He's good in the clinch. He's very good defensively, actually. The thing is with him.
Wait, how does he have power, but knockouts aren't an option?
Because the way what I'm saying is like the way that he fights is not like he doesn't. He's not looking for knockouts. He's got a very like, okay, this guy just did this, now I'm
so
gonna
you're
do this.
saying he's very composed?
He's composed, and he fights, he fights like he's, like it's like, all right, go spar for 20 minutes. Like, his defense is like,
It's really good.
Yeah, I remember. So
it's like kind of like Strickland.
Except but he doesn't have like, he doesn't. He's
probably not on that level.
No, not even close. But no, he doesn't. He also doesn't, issue forward pressure. It's actually almost the opposite. Like,
okay.
I mean, he'll stand. He's got good responses. I rewatched the Hernandez fight. Check the high kick. Like, he blocked a high kick. He's checking kicks.
Okay.
Dialed into the fight. He in a clinch. He has power, but he also doesn't know where to go from there. Like he can't. He's not really any kind of grappler. Mederos also is not any kind of grappler, and Mederos also has power in his shots. His timing is a little bit better, and there's a lot less to study on Mederos. He's had one UFC fight which he won by unanimous decision last year on the Delise Mavov card, I believe.
It's Quinones.
Yeah, and
he won his fight on the Contender Series.
Yeah. He got what do you win that by?
Knee KO by a knee.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, he's also a powerful striker. He goes at his opponents a bit more than Hubbard does. I mean, there's a slight chance that Hubbard could outstrike him, and or just somehow rack up control time in a clinch situation. But Mederos is faster. They're both very sloppy a lot of the time with their striking. But they both do have power. If any one of them is gonna hunt for a finish or even throw the more damaging strikes, it's gonna be Mederos. So I'm gonna go with Mederos.
On damage?
On damage, on strikes. I think that he's gonna be looking for what to do, trying to push the case.
What about Jamall Emmers or Gabriel Miranda?
All right, so Gabriel Miranda is very fragile. very fragile. Like, yeah.
Saying he's chinnable?
Yes. I was informed by a special someone that he trains at altitude. So, really quick.
Oh, well, they're going to be in Mexico City, right?
Yeah. But
it's like 7,000 feet or something.
It is. And the air's so thin. Let me just
You know the last Mexico City card, the guys were all getting tired.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's definitely a thing. It's not that much of a thing that it's gonna like, you know, turn Miranda's jaw into titanium, you know what I'm saying? Like, it, you know, he's the type of fighter that literally he'll pull,
especially not in the first round.
No, exactly. And I mean, you know, two very quick in the second round knockouts, knockout losses against Benoit Saint Denis and then Morgan Cháirez last September. He, you know, it was 3, so he's 1-2 in the UFC. Yeah, those are decent opponents for sure. The thing is, the one fight that he won was by submission off his back, and he'll do like, you know, a Herbert Burns and just like, you know, pull guard, you know, and I don't think Jamall Emmers isn't, you know, he's not gonna go for that. Jamall Emmers headhunts. Jamall Emmers has a very what's the term? Noto was talking about Terrence McKinney this way. Glass cannon.
Oh, glass cannon. So you okay?
Yeah. I mean, not to the degree Terrence McKinney
He's a kill or be killed kind of.
Yeah. So he got knocked out by Nate Landwehr in his last fight. But before that, he knocked out Dennis Bazooka in 49 seconds.
So there's if anyone's gonna get a finish, it'll probably be.
Yeah, it'll be Emmers, who's, you know, hunting for, you know, for a knockout where Miranda is just so much of a, you know, potential victim. I mean,
you know, a cool mustache.
Yeah. All right, so I'm taking Jamall Emmers. All right.
What about Rafa Garcia or Vince Pichel?
Vince Pichel, who looks like he just fell out of a time machine. Vince Pichel is
old-time fisticuffs. Yeah,
Vince Pichel is a very, very old man who did cancel a fight because his opponent missed weight, which I'm not a fan of. But you know, I was gonna say it's understandable. I mean, it's like you know, not that I don't understand it. I just think it's
as a fan, you want to see him fight.
It's a bit soft, bitch made, if you will, and yeah, I mean, you know, but whatever. The point, I mean, so he's lost his last 2 fights to decent opponents, Ismail Bonfim and Marco Madsen. He lost to Austin Hubbard, actually, by unanimous decision. He's lost to Jim Miller. He's very old at 42.
He beat those guys.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. He didn't lose to Austin Hubbard. He beat Austin Hubbard.
Yeah.
He also, he did beat Jim Miller. Okay. Yeah, 2020. Sorry, yeah. God, it's my head.
Yeah, it's getting late.
No, it's like, there's nothing to do with the time, dude. It's the fact that a series of events.
I know you don't sleep.
But dude, my hair's pissing me off.
So, so who do you got in this one?
Definitely Rafa Garcia. I would go so far as to say that he's a lock.
Okay.
But I mean, you know, no. Like, let me not contradict myself. Vince Pichel, I don't see Vince Pichel being dangerous. You know, coming off a mauling ground and pound knockout loss to Grant Dawson, Rafa Garcia, who is definitely a decent fighter. He finds submissions. You know, he has.
I don't think Pichel has the same kind of grappling as.
No, he has.
Dawson.
Yeah, not even close. And I mean, striking wise, I don't think either of them are, particularly good strikers. But like, I don't know. It's like I don't see Vince Pichel setting anything up that's gonna be particularly dangerous.
Oh, he's 42 years old.
Yeah, he's 42 years old. 12
I hope
years.
he wins, man. That's so cool. He's still fighting at that age.
Jim Miller. Jim Miller's been in the UFC the longest, but isn't Jim Miller's 41 maybe? Who else is 42 besides Jan and
Blachowicz?
But
these bigger guys.
This guy's not. This guy's 155, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying Jan. Jim Miller's 41.
Yeah, so this guy's he's got a year on Jim Miller, same weight class, nowhere near as good. Wow.
But
anyway,
he's
so
probably not gonna win.
yeah, I'm taking Rafa Garcia. I
Okay.
mean, you know, it's just like.
What about Loopy Godinez or Yulia Palastri?
So.
Probably Loopy to go.
Yeah,
right?
almost. Yeah. I'm gonna take Godinez. So yeah, Palashi got the Corey McKenna split decision win, but yeah, she lost to Josephine Knudsen, who proved to not be good at all on Covington Buckley.
Yeah.
Godinez lost to Mackenzie Dern. I think that was her last. Yeah, that was her last fight. And Verna Jandaroba. She went the distance with both of them, and I mean Verna Jandaroba and Mackenzie Dern are both women who actually finished their opponents. She sometimes better than never.
Dern wins a lot of decisions too.
She does. Jandaroba too, but she's submitted people. So Loopy Godinez beat Tabitha Ricci by split decision. She submitted Elise Reed, right? Yeah. She's also very active. That's the thing about Godinez. That she's
a hometown girl.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so Mexican, I'm Brazilian. I'm gonna go with Loopy Godinez. I mean, it's like why she. I mean, she just tends to be more tenacious. I think Julia Palastri, kind of just folds a lot of the time. Who did she? I mean, the Corey McKenna fight was like, I mean, it's one of those fights. It's like, it's a WMMA fight. That's like, like borderline impossible to judge.
Yeah, a lot of them are like
so
that.
You just count up like strikes landed and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna take Godinez.
Loopy Godinez. What about Christian Rodriguez or Melquizael Costa?
Alright. So like I don't wanna speed run this one because like seriously, because Costa just
this is actually a decent fight.
Yeah, it's definitely a decent fight.
Christian Rodriguez has beaten a lot. He beat Raul Rosas and Cameron Saimon.
Yes, he did.
He's the prospect.
He lost to Isaac Bulgarian and won a robbery decision, however. But he also and he just beat he just killed the prospect Bashi.
But Costa is not really a prospect. He's a veteran.
No, I'm not saying Costa's not a prospect. He just that's the thing. Is like Costa just submitted Andre. Costa just submitted Andre Fili, right? Now,
also, I feel like Rodriguez was better at bantamweight when he was.
I don't know. I mean,
he has that size advantage.
I liked him in the Bashi fight, dude. And that was
he did.
Yeah, won that. Yeah,
but he lost to Julian Erosa.
Julian Erosa is a very, very underrated grappler. I think that Costa. I mean, he took. I mean, there's no way he took any kind of damage against Fili. But
jumping right back in there. Huh?
He is. The thing about so here's the thing, right? He proved himself to be definitely a decent striker against Fili.
Yeah.
But Fili's very unreliable, right? Christian Rodriguez, he's not out striking Christian Rodriguez. He's certainly not setting up a submission against. He's not Julian Erosa. I mean, Isaac Bulgarian and Rodriguez had like a grappling scramble.
Yeah.
That I don't even know if Costa is capable of, maybe, but I don't think Christian Rodriguez lets it turn into that. Yeah. I mean, he probably keeps it on the feet, stuffs takedowns. I don't think he's gonna get caught like Fili did. I mean, it's
Alright, so you like Rodriguez?
It's I mean, it's just it's hard to see Costa. It's like how does Costa win the fight? You try to see it in your head, and it's like,
You don't think he could outstrike him?
No, I don't think so. I think that if he starts trying to push a pace with striking, I think Christian Rodriguez just goes in. Like Christian Rodriguez, I've noticed like if somebody's coming at him offensively, instead of trying to retreat, like he'll just go in harder with a flurry, which is basically how he got subbed by Julian Erosa. But that's really his only significant loss. He's a very he's a very reactive style like that, and I don't think and Costa has been knocked out. He who did he got knocked out. I mean, Steve Garcia knocked him out. Steve Garcia is
Thiago.
True, yes, very.
And Thiago Moises is a big lightweight.
He is, and Thiago Moises subbed Costa, but then Thiago Moises got manhandled by Loopy Klein, and I mean, yeah. So I mean, yeah, like, I mean, you MMA math, you know, everything, but like, I mean, the bottom line is, I think, you know, I don't think Costa's, you know, he's not gonna win a striking exchange, and he's not gonna be able to set up any kind of submission. I think Christian Rodriguez is gonna, he's gonna outstrike him, and probably win by decision. But
what about Ateba Gautier or José Medina?
Okay, so I really hope that Gautier is not another Musasa, where, you know, just like African dude comes in, you know, knocked out a lot of like 0-1, 0-2 opponents, and then, you know, fights a dude who's, you know, like mediocre but has fought in the octagon before.
Yeah.
You know, because that's you know, that's the test, right? And it's like, how many prospects have been killed, like, and how many haven't, you know?
It's been the year of the big underdog.
Well, I mean, you know, yeah, but then you have these enormous inflated betting lines, and there's that whole conversation. But, like, honestly, bro, I think it's so hard. So Jose Dan Medina, I mean, he's fat at middleweight.
Is he one of those?
He's only fought Zach Reese. He lost to Zach Reese by unanimous decision. You know, and I remember him just getting kind of shoved around the octagon in that fight. He's significantly shorter he's 6 feet. Gautier's got 4 inches of height on him and 6.5 inches of reach, which means, with Gautier being a striker, I mean, those stats are only significant, you know, depending on the individual fighters, honestly. But Gautier being the striker that he is, he's just built to, like, just the way he's wired. Just like, I go in, I knock people out. Like, that's what he's thinking.
Some of these fat Hispanic guys are kind of hard to knock out, though.
Yeah, no, and I mean, that was Zachary Reese's problem with him. He lost to Gazi Azulov on the Contender Series. Medina did, you know, and still got signed. I mean, it's just like, you know, what is he, you know, his prior opponents are also like these, you know, 0-2 going, you know, and, you know, people he's knocked out are, you know, and nobody's the same with Gautier. I mean, I don't see Medina being able to do anything, you know, that's gonna, you know, that's gonna, like, threaten Gautier. I have to take Gautier. I hope it's not another Carlos Vera versus Musasa, but yeah, no, I'm taking Gautier.
Now, what about Édgar Cháirez or CJ Vergara?
Okay, so this fight, I'm gonna take Cháirez, and almost as much, you know, on the basis of CJ Vergara just being so terrible.
Yeah, Cháirez's record isn't all that.
No, it's not. But Vergara, I mean,
guess
Vergara.
You could say the same about Vergara.
So you got Tamirov and Almabayev. Those are his losses. Now, he kind of ran away
Those
from
are good fighters.
They are good fighters. Tamirov ended Vergara. Vergara was literally running away from him on the Roy Baltaiga. Yeah, it was the second card on the channel. Yeah, that was a sad day for Vergara. He's 12-6, which is like, that's like a WMMA record. Cháirez 11-6 though, extra WMMA.
Cháirez just lost to Joshua Van.
He did. That is a very good opponent, okay, so hold on. So the thing with Cháirez, he subbed Daniel Lacerda. I think, okay, so yeah, and they both fought Tetsuro Taira. Tetsuro Taira couldn't finish Cháirez, so I forget if he knocked out or subbed Vergara, but he did it very quickly. Cháirez is, you know,
There was an armbar around too.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Vergara he got armbarred by Tyra right quick. Cháirez can grapple very well. He can strike decently. Like, I mean, I'm inclined to say he's better everywhere than Vergara. He also he can't get finished. I mean, Vergara is not finishing anybody, but regardless. Yeah, I mean, I think Cháirez is gonna he's gonna do what he does. He's gonna look for either a submission or a knockout. I don't see CJ or Vergara winning this fight or a fight, really.
Yeah.
So taking Cháirez.
Hey, what about Lazy Boy, Ronaldo Rodriguez, or Kevin Borjas? This one's a kind of easy pick, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Ronaldo Rodriguez. I mean,
he's kind of
he looked alright against Ode Osborne, but he can grapple.
Osborne's been around the block, dude.
He has, but he's actually let me not make light of that. Ode Osborne's a bit underrated. The thing with Kevin Borjas though is that, I mean, getting knocked out by is that Alessandro Costa? He's not.
He had Van in his first fight. Damn, that's.
He got knocked out by Albazi. Yeah. Borjas lost to Joshua Van, but and Costa. But the thing about Borjas is he's basically just a boxer, bro. Like, he doesn't he's just not he's very, very open to the threat of any kind of takedown or grappling. I don't think that's gonna improve significantly. And this might be the one fight on this card where, like, I'll put stock in, like, the dude who's actually from where the fight's taking place, with Ronaldo Rodriguez being Mexican.
Yeah, he's a big star. They wanna.
Is he?
They want him to win.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't he on the main card of the Sphere?
Yeah, he was on the main. Yes, he was. That was the fight against Ode Osborne.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I remember Guru was like, he was losing his mind because Ode Osborne, it's like, how dare Ode Osborne?
Yeah.
It was like
it's more about Ronaldo Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a huge Instagram.
Oh, is he one of those guys?
Yeah.
He's like a miniature Kaya Sakura or some shit.
Yeah.
Social media fan.
Yeah.
Alright, well, he's about to hit the fucking stratosphere with this victory over Kevin Borjas.
Okay. What about David Martínez or Simon Oliveira?
Yeah, so this fight, this is the other test of a prospect in David Martínez, right? Now, like, once again, it's like, I very much hope this doesn't turn out to be another Musasa.
This guy has an insane ape index, dude.
Simon
Oliveira.
Yeah, so really quick, right? What I was gonna say is, like, I hope this doesn't turn out to be another Cody Steele or or like a Musasa, but with Martínez, but yeah, no, he's So you're talking about his opponent Simon Oliveira. So he has fought in the UFC before. He's fought in the Octagon before. Lost both fights. He got knocked out by Daniel Marcos, who is still undefeated, but doesn't always finish people that well. He took Tony Gravely to a unanimous decision win. Tony Gravely, I believe, has since been cut. Oliveira hasn't fought in 2 years. He's kind of just trash. He does have an insane ape index, as my friend just took note of, at 5'4" with a 72. He's got the same reach as Paulo Costa, and he's like almost a foot shorter.
He's 5'4".
I don't think
wingspan. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I mean, and then you got 5'6" Martínez, 66-inch reach. I don't think that matters whatsoever. I think Oliveira is terrible. Like, honestly. He's also been not been active for a long time. I mean, and like, on these Mexican cards, dude, it's like they just grabbed someone and threw him in there against Martínez.
Yeah, they want to get him a win.
Yeah, he's a bit of a touted prospect. He had that he He had a good day. He had a good Contender Series fight.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm gonna take Martínez. I think he's definitely good enough to beat Oliveira.
Probably.
And how he beats Oliveira determines his actual acumen.
Who about Raul Rosas Jr. or Vince Morales? You gotta go with Raul Rosas Jr., right?
Absolutely not. Of course. Yes.
What?
Yeah, of course I am. So Vince Morales, right? Vince Morales was an absolute disappointment in February on the Cannonier Rodriguez card.
He's got a really bad record in the UFC, dude.
Yeah, let me just remember.
He's 3-7.
Yeah, so he fought Elijah Smith, who was himself a prospect, and he didn't look as good as as people think he should. But that
he lost to Taylor Lapulus, who's pretty good, but
who
was pretty good.
Begs the question why they caught him. Yeah, what's going on there, folks?
Yeah.
Where's Rosenstrike at? Jesus.
Yeah, they're cheap. They don't want to pay these guys.
It certainly appears so. Anyway, Raul Rosas Jr., right?
Yeah.
So, Raul Rosas Jr., everybody knows Raul Rosas Jr. He just turned 20 years old, and kid's been on a tear since basically with a minor loss to Christian Rodriguez. As noted, he subbed Ricky Tercios beautifully. That was definitely impressive. Did not do as well as people would have liked. Won a unanimous decision to can you pronounce that?
Aori Kalang.
Yes, on the he opening the sphere card. Raul Rosas Jr. He's
got a bright future, that kid, man.
He does, and he's also he also just has he's very, very resourceful. He's got a lot of tenacity. He's it's just there's simply no way he loses this fight.
Exceptional jiu-jitsu.
He's a great striker. And
he's okay at striking, I feel
no,
like.
he's a good striker.
Yeah.
He'd take down and submit Morales. It's basically, I would say it's his fight to lose, but he just simply can't lose this fight, honestly.
Now, what about Kevin Gastelum or Joe Pyfer? It's gotta be Pyfer.
Yeah, it's another tough call. Of course, it's gonna be Pyfer. Someone disagreed with me on that, and it's okay. So here's the thing about Joe Pyfer, right? So there's a lot of press fuckery when it came to the fight with Hermanson. Everybody's chronicling Pyfer's life story,
Yeah, I remember all that.
There's something to be said for that interfering going into the fight. Really, the problem was, his lateral movement and, grappling overall was, just not, he just wasn't ready.
I don't feel like he didn't grapple that much in that fight.
Well, Hermanson took him down easily. Yeah, you don't know.
I just remember he was winning in the beginning.
He won the first round. He won the second round far less clearly. By the third round, Hermanson. Hermanson had him. But
it was like Pyfer faded.
Going into that fight, he knocked out Gerald Mearshart, right? By the way, he has since knocked out Marc-Andre Barrios.
And he fucking beat the hell out of Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
Yeah, and then
not bad.
And then submitted him too. And also, Pyfer does train with Sean Brady, who just got a very, very dominant victory over Leon Edwards. Humiliatingly for Edwards, dominant.
He bullied him.
He
abused him.
He undid every accomplishment that Leon Edwards ever.
Yeah.
I can't stress how much that of a humiliation, not just for Leon Edwards, but for the nation of England.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no.
They don't claim him, probably.
No, they gotta, yeah, well, not now. They gotta get their shit together.
He's Jamaican anyway. He's not even English.
Yeah, that's what they say now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, Pyfer, though, yeah, he's
got great power. He's strong as fuck.
He's very, very strong.
He can grapple a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he trains with Sean Brady. I mean, and, you know, the dude, it's like, you know, he came back after Hermanson knocked out Marc-Andre Barrio, because Barrio could be knocked out like that. Does not mean Pyfer hasn't been drilling grappling since his Hermanson loss.
Isn't Gastelum pretty hard to KO?
You know, yeah, I guess. But, I mean, Brady...
He's got a famous...
So, Brady, you got to imagine Brady, who submitted Gastelum 2 fights back.
Actually, Gastelum has never been KO'd or TKO'd.
No, he hasn't. But now that, like, does that necessarily matter? It's the first time for everything, right? I mean, look what happened to Holloway and stuff.
He's fat and Hispanic, so.
He certainly is.
So he's a tough one to knock out.
But he also, doesn't he have a food review channel or some shit? He's always missing.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Constantly missing weight. It's like, you know, he's the next DC, bro.
Yeah.
But
without the wrestling skill.
Yeah, he So alright, so basically like, and you got to imagine, like, I don't know if Sean Brady, who submitted him fairly recently, who also trains with Joe Pyfer's, you know, it's like you imagine Brady, who just is coming off the Leon victory, is gonna be cornering Pyfer.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, like, I could even see Pyfer just taking the dude to the ground and just, you know, just mauling him with strikes. You know?
I think Pyfer wins.
Yeah, I mean, I would go so far. I mean, yeah. Like, hot take, I would say Pyfer's a lock. Hot take, yeah.
What about Drew Dober or Manuel Torres?
Alright, so this is a fight where a lot of people seem to disagree with me. I'm taking Manuel Torres, and I will tell you why. So, yes, he was knocked out by Ignacio Bahamondes.
But that Bahamondes, that age well.
It's a very different thing, right? He submitted Chris Duncan, my boy, who I took against Vucenic. Yeah, I'm very proud of that pick, because, you know, no one had it for Chris Duncan with me.
Yeah.
Not even after that Bilal Gioki, when people seemed to, I guess people weren't watching. But anyway, Manuel Torres, right? So Manuel Torres is good everywhere. His jiu-jitsu is really good. He's you know, he's a very good striker. You know, he's like, I mean, he's, you know, before the bottom on this fight, he just submitted Chris Duncan, knocked out Nicholas Mota, knocked out Camacho, you know, like, all for, you know.
Duncan, he fought Duncan on the last Mexico card.
Yes, he did. Drew Dober, right? Drew Dober's been, you know, in a fairly sharp. He's been in a very sharp decline. I don't think Drew Dober was ever that good.
He only really beats up on black people. I don't know if Torres is dark enough for him.
I mean,
to win, right?
I guess not. I mean, it's possible that
Drew Dober is a.
Yeah, wait, did he...
kind of a racist.
Wait, did he beat...
racially motivated.
Did he beat Bobby Green?
Yeah, he beat Bobby... Of course he beat Bobby Green.
Yeah,
he beat Terrence McKinney.
King Green. Oh, God, it's like, why am I nervous about being, shadow banned? I mean, that is a genuine fear. Could very easily happen. It's happened to...
Well, you're not condoning it. You're just noticing the pattern.
Just noticing and moving.
But why do they say that? He's only beaten McKinney and Green.
Yeah.
Where did that meme come from?
I don't know. I have no idea, bro. All I know is that Ricky Glenn is not an impressive win. Matt Frivola knocked him out in the first round. Moicano kind of gave him like a slow, rhythmic, unanimous decision loss. It's like, here's another L. A doctor rendered him unable to continue fighting against Gene Silva, who fought him up a weight class, I believe, on short notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Drew Dober. I mean, you know, like does he one of these guys? What are you fucking?
I'm just looking at his record, but
it's in line with that meme, huh?
Yeah. I don't know how he feels about Hispanics. He did beat Alexander Hernandez.
I hate Alexander Hernandez. Alexander Hernandez sucks, dude. He's trash. But Manuel Torres, though, he's not. Manuel Torres is not trash. Manuel Torres is going to win this fight.
Okay.
I mean, dude, they're both. I mean, you know, like, you know, I mean, Drew Dober is gonna be. Drew Dober's like compact and like aggressive. He's not durable. Like
he's got a hell of a chin. You don't think he's durable?
I mean, you know, Matt Frivola doesn't think so.
That's true.
Yeah. Gene Silva, I mean...
Look at that jawline, though.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you were mewing before trying to...
Oh, that was you, man.
Bro, I caught you in
this guy has a mewing...
Yeah, one of those... Yeah, but that's because I grind my teeth, dude. It's like... Don't mock my medical conditions. Just because you want to, just because you have a floor-to-ceiling Drew Dober poster and you know, studying his facial features.
Him and Bryce Mitchell are my favorite fighters.
It's true. I've known this guy a long time. It's absolutely true. Like, yeah, it was all downhill for... I mean, it's nervous laughter because, like, you know, he's afraid I'll post in my community tab. Like,
fucking giant Drew Dober poster.
Yeah, you pretend doesn't exist. Dude,
you don't think he's gonna win this?
Dude, Drew Dober really does have like his you know, his like go to like UFC picture. He really does look like, you know. But like you're flipping through like some Vogue magazine with this. It's like with the hair too. It's like he looks Russian as all hell too. It's like
that's where that explains his prejudices, I guess. You know, those Slavic Eastern Europeans are.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, he happens to be just be impersonating one though, and he's, which is, and that's
maybe that's not gonna cut it.
No, it's not gonna cut it. He's gonna be exposed for the for the long over the hill. But no, I mean he's not. So that it's just that Manuel Torres is better.
But you know what? I will tell you this. I can almost guarantee you this is gonna be a good fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I think so too.
Even Torres is he puts on good fights, and Dober always does.
Yeah, they're both gonna try to knock each other out.
Yeah,
I mean,
one's gonna be good.
What distinguishes Torres is a little bit faster. He's also got the submission threat, which you know, I mean, yeah, he might pull. I mean, Dober's very solid. You know, he can be deceptively fast, but he also gasses out. I think it's Manuel Torres' fight to lose.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to win.
All right. What about Brandon Moreno or Steve Erceg?
Main event. Kids. Or legends, as Dougie says, Dougie from Dougie's Corner. And Dougie is going to be cornered into paying out on the bet that we have on this main event. Dougie's gonna owe me a 3 hour and 29-minute odyssey.
That's the Australian guy?
Yeah,
Erceg?
Yeah, he's taking Erceg. An odyssey video on his downward spiral into choosing Steve Erceg in this fight that Brandon Moreno is going to win.
So Erceg really hasn't beaten anybody that's close to Moreno's level.
Not even close. People said the Pantoja fight was a good performance. I think that was
Pantoja playing it safe.
Yeah. As I said, you know, going into 310, Pantoja, once he became champion, started fighting very cautiously, which is why Kai Asakura getting a title shot was good because Asakura's style forced Pantoja to fight at a, you know, more more threatening way.
Yeah.
And anyway though, Steve Erceg recently knocked out in the first round by Kaikar France, who is like born again hard, like honestly. But but also, the vulnerability of Steve Erceg, was definitely exposed. Brandon Moreno looked amazing in his last fight.
He schooled
Albazi, yeah. I mean, Brandon Moreno's style is, he dials in and he just, he's looking for everything, striking wise, his grappling, he beats Erceg everywhere. I think Erceg gets, just gets pieced up, shoved around the octagon. I mean, I don't think Erceg has anything for Moreno.
He's got nothing for Moreno, I agree with you.
And I mean, Erceg, bigger than average for the division, certainly. He's only got an inch on Moreno, and I don't know what Erceg is going into this with. Like, I mean, he's got a decent left hook. I mean, if he's fighting, Matt Schnell or...
Right. Yeah, he's not...
But, I mean, he's not... He doesn't have... I mean, Moreno's been champion, I mean, and he's young, too. He's only 31. Yeah. Like, I mean, Erceg's 29, but regardless, like...
He looked good against Albazi.
He looked so good.
Pretty good against Roy Val, and Roy Val just has that...
Well, I mean, don't forget the first fight, though, that they had where he finished Roy Val.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the more recent one.
No, when you lost about it.
It was Roy Val just had insane cardio and
that was a terrible fight, though, to be honest. I mean, if it weren't for the co-main with Ortega starting that year, that card was not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, Moreno's... I mean, I can't fathom. I can't. I'm telling you. Stay tuned for the betting advice video. I may lock Moreno. I can't. I can't fathom him losing. Like, I mean,
it could happen, but I would be very surprised.
Try to think about it though. It's like how does Steve what could Steve Erceg possibly play?
I don't see him out striking him or grappling.
No way he out grapples him, not a chance.
Erceg is kind of frail and
I mean, he's
got good hands. But,
he does have good hands.
But I don't think he's got better hands than Moreno.
And also, it's like after that knockout loss to Kaikar France. I mean, that's a... Yeah. I mean, that was astounding, like, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Moreno is, he wins this fight, right? I mean, Kaikar France probably next title shot, against Pantoja, but, I mean,
No, I think they're going to do Manel Cap.
You think they're going to fast track Cap?
Yeah.
Interesting. That great performance on him.
They had he was on the post-fight desk with those guys after his win over Almabe, and Pantoja called in, and they were hyping that fight.
Yeah, Manel Cobb, and Pantoja's fought everybody, including Manel Cobb, and beaten him.
Yeah.
I mean, Kaikar France too, but, So, I mean, you got, Moreno probably, Moreno wants the belt back as much as, like, Cobb wants the title shot.
Yeah.
So he's going into, and Erceg, I don't necessarily put much stock in emotions, of fighters usually, but, Erceg had a title shot he didn't expect, and then his follow-up fight, he just got
He's about to go on a big losing streak.
You think so?
Yeah.
Think he 15 minutes of
They
fame?
needed to give him somebody further down the rankings to get him back on a win. I don't like the way this looks for him, and then they're probably going to, after that, it'll be 3 in a row, and then he'll probably lose the next one, too. Unless they give him an easier fight, man.
After he loses to Moreno, it's only easier fights, but...
Alright.
Yeah, alright. So, Moreno in the main event, for sure. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
That's a wrap.
That's it.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, yeah, altitude.
No, that's it.
No, I'm joking.
All right.
I'm joking.
Bet wisely. See,
I mean, yeah. I got that.
Right.
Prediction, man. Like,
I
I'll go off on
take
another
off.
tangent about how, gambling's evil, which it is.
Save that for your betting advice.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. That's what I said. I might honestly just buzz my own hair. This is fucking infuriating. Alright. Fucking Mexico card. Peace.